VE Day, the day that Stratford parted. We have here a photograph by Arthur Locke of a street party in the town. The 8th of May 1945 saw a general outpouring of joy and relief, tinged for many with sadness and pain. The Trust's collections reflect aspects of this, as well as evidence for the background to such emotions. These collections reflect the lived experience of people, such as items from the home front provided by Dorothy Sylvester, and we have a selection here. Dorothy's clothing book and her husband's clothing book for rationing, first aid volunteer, armbands with the Air Raid Precautions Unit. We also have a selection of badges, the Women's Royal Service, later the WRVS, the Air Raid Precautions badge and a Home Guard badge. In the middle we have a badge, Salute the Soldier, Stratford-upon-Avon. As well as experiences of local people, the collections also record aspects of the lives of those whose engagement with Stratford was more transitory. For instance, Elizabeth Tatham, and I have a photograph here provided by her family. Elizabeth was evacuated from Norfolk to near Stratford in 1941. She fell in love with the theatre here, and she enlisted in the Women's Royal Naval Service at the Cryptanalysis Centre at Bletchley Park. And we have a letter addressed to Elizabeth as a Wren at Bletchley Park. Similarly, William Boucher was 19 when he came to just outside Stratford from the USA for advanced military training before being sent to Europe, where he was captured by the German army and interned in a prisoner of war camp. His spare time in Warwickshire had been spent visiting the Shakespeare properties in Stratford, and his mementos travelled with him to France, Belgium, Germany, and eventually back to America when he was liberated not long before VE Day. And I've got examples of his mementos here. This is an entrance ticket to Anne Hathaway's cottage. It's very crumpled because it was in his pocket and in his kit bag as he travelled from Stratford to Europe, and it stayed with him in the internment camps and returned to America, where it formed part of a treasured set of mementos kept by his family. We also have William's copy of the catalogue to the Trust collections, purchased by William on one of his visits to the Trust properties. As well as providing historic and cultural comforts to those affected by World War II, the Shakespeare Birthplace Trust contributed directly, providing a safe refuge for the archives of Coventry, which were displaced by the Blitz. Of course, the 8th of May was not the end of the war for many, and the fighting and suffering would carry on in the Far East until August 1945. We have here a souvenir programme for celebrations for VJ Day.